Okay, greetings everyone. My name is Tyler. I'm going to do a video today. This is kind of impromptu, but when I get in the mood to do a video, I need to do it. It's just, when I get moved, I got to do the video. All right. And today, this presentation is not meant to scare you. And you don't even have to believe anything I'm going to say today. Not today. I just want you to listen and think. Okay. Now, if you don't know what little season eschatology is yet, it's pretty much a 3-step process. Okay. Jesus Christ cannot and did not lie. We are not in the new heaven and earth. And there's only leaves this one place that could possibly be. So there's your 3 steps. Okay. And if you're not new to this, then these verses, these timestamp verses that used to be owned by preterism, which are no longer owned by preterism, then these verses are old, and it almost just gets redundant talking about this, because the timestamp verses are pivotal, absolutely pivotal. Okay, right here, this is what gets Jesus put on the cross. It's because he told Caiaphas that you're going to see me. And I'm going to prove to you, Caiaphas, that I am God. That's what got put him on the cross. Okay, it happened to their generation because Jesus Christ absolutely said so. He guaranteed it, and he cannot lie. We're not in the new heaven and new earth. Okay, and a word study of generation from the KJV will be edifying in this area. Verily I say unto you, it shall be required of this generation. All these things. Okay. There be some standing here which shall not taste of death till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. It gets redundant. Okay. Jesus Christ has returned because he told us he would. Right? And when you see the things of like at the end of the world, when everyone thinks that Jesus returns and that's it, you got to study further. A lot more happens. Right here, the end of the world is just the completion of an age. The end of an age. Yes, the end of their world. The things that they were doing. Right? So, and again, more evidence. It is the last time, as ye have heard, that Antichrist shall come. Even now are there many Antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time. So I'm searching for that Antichrist for 2,000 years. You don't need to. It's already happened. Okay, so what does that mean? What does the third option mean when we know that Jesus can't lie? We're not in the new heaven and earth. We're at the little season. We are here. We're somewhere here where Satan's been loosed. He's out. He's deceiving. Okay. The speculation of how long this has been going on and this and that, you can go on for hours. But just taking Jesus at his word, we see that he has returned. Okay. And we're not in the new heaven, new earth. So we're here. There is a third option, and it is scriptural. All right? Deceiving, he shall go out to deceive the nations. The 4 quarters of the earth, the number who is the sand of the sea. So that's billions of people, the entire earth. Okay. Now, if you are not familiar with little season eschatology, I would beg of you to, after this video, look into it. Okay, but those of us who have heard of it and are kind of deeper into it now, we understand about surrounding the camp of saints and the final battle that's going to happen. Okay. Now, something here. This is Sergei Monast. Okay, we're going to go into. Now, we've established that Jesus has returned. Now what? All right, we're in Satan's little season. What's going to unfold? Well, now I'm going to cover some stuff that is a possibility. Okay, I'm not going to submit to you that I am right about everything. What I'd like to do is just get a thought process going. Okay. And take a look here. He is most Sergei Monas, and I'm sorry if I am not pronouncing that right, but he's mostly known for his promotion of the Project Bluebeam conspiracy theory, which posits a plot to facilitate a totalitarian world government by destroying Abrahamic religions and replacing them with a New Age belief system using futuristic NASA technology and involving a fake alien invasion or fake extraterrestrial encounter. This is a while ago. This is 1996. This is, the early 90s, 94. This is not new, all right? 94, detailed with the help of the United Nations, was attempting to implement a new age religion with the Antichrist at its head to start a new world order. Via technology simulated second coming of Christ. The via technology simulated second coming of Christ. Okay. And what's really interesting here too is as it goes on down here, the screenplay, right here, the Star Trek, the Next Generation episode, Devil's Due. All right, the similarity of Project Bluebeam to the plots of Gene Roddenberry's unproduced 1975 Star Trek screenplay, The God Thing, and the 1991 Star Trek, The Next Generation episode, Devil's Due. And funny how they, I haven't seen any of that Star Trek stuff, but funny how sometimes this stuff is just like in plain sight, The Next Generation, Devil's Due, The God Thing. We're talking about faking the Antichrist. Okay. Now, this next video I'm going to show you is Carol Rosin, Dr. Carol Rosin, who allegedly was an assistant of Werner von Braun, who was part of the NASA program. It was basically like the figurehead for the moon landing. Okay, Werner von Braun, if you don't know who that is. This is his assistant, and this is a video. Okay, let's hear what she's going to say here.
That would be against what he called aliens, extraterrestrials. That would be the final card. And over and over and over during the 4 years that I knew him and was giving his speeches for him, he would bring up that last card. And remember, Carol, the last card is the alien card. We're going to have to build space-based weapons against aliens. And all of it, he said, is a lie. All of it, he said, is a lie.
This video goes on to show a bunch of weird phenomenon and stuff like that. A lot of stuff that don't necessarily buy into, but we're talking about technology that our government possibly, or not possibly, has, the technology that they have, and some sky phenomenon. There's a lot of videos in the world in the last 5-10 years of weird sky phenomenon going on. This one's, I should pan over and then, see the sun. Okay, but mainly I want you to get that Carol Rosin there. Okay, now, next thing you're going to listen to is basically a gatekeeper, Freemason, talk about a very real technology. Okay. It's called voice to skull.
Voice to skull technology. This is also in the foray of directed energy weapons. Was the ability to, let's just say, throw your voice into your head, or my voice into my head, or allowing algorithms that now they can blanket a whole geographical area and they can make everybody change their thoughts. If you find yourself where you have to make a decision about something, next thing you know, you catch yourself kind of having an argument in your head with your own voices. Well, the ability to add another one of your voices in there, but have it controlled by somebody else's microphone, so to say, is a very powerful tool. And I think this is a weapon. Or the Department of Defense recently started initiating protocols for their employees, their agents, to discuss Havana syndrome-like symptoms. And on that list is that their agents are hearing voices in their head. This is that technology. Next thing you know, you're trying to make a decision, but there's another shot in your head that now is actually somebody else's control, and through the manipulation of that voice, they can now put voice to skull technology. This is also in the forum.
Okay, so it's absolutely real technology, and for a little bit further proof or a better example Let's take a look at Operation Crimson Mist. Okay. I'm not going to talk too much about some of the details here because that will maybe get this video taken down. But I encourage you to look into this. Okay, electronic slaughter of Rwanda. Spooks now use technology in Baghdad that was proven on 1 million dead. Okay, so the technology is very real. They even put it in predicting programming. Oh, got caught up again. Hold on. All right, predictive programming. Again, they show us this stuff, put it right in our faces. Okay, this is from a movie. Okay, so there's a microchip, there's something in people's phones that causes a frequency to make them emotionally enraged. Okay, and right after that clip, he turns around, he shoots the woman, an absolute bloodbath starts. I'm not going to share a bunch of violence. I'm not going to show a bunch of violence here. But again, predictive program, they like to show us, they like to tell us the truth about stuff. And there's many different theories about that with the predictive programming, but a part of it I like to think too is when you're being shown something obvious. Maybe further down the road, you know, it's God's way of saying like, hey, I showed you. You were shown. They showed you. They showed you how ridiculous this stuff was. We showed you that you needed to start thinking for yourself. Okay? So predictive program, but yes, I think there's also a larger message there. Because in the end, I mean, that's exactly what could happen. It's like you were shown, you were given all these signs, but you chose not to do anything. Right? Okay. Now, this is a very real document, and the PDF can be found online. It's on my Telegram channel as well. I can. Well, I can't link it on YouTube, I don't think, but or maybe I can't. I don't know. It's easy to find though. And there was even a presentation done. I think it was in 2001. I believe that's the time that this document was constructed. Was around the late 90s, 2001. But if you haven't seen this document, I highly recommend that you check it out. Maybe find a couple videos on it or whatnot. But just looking at some of the stuff that our government talks about. And also, notice the year there, circa 2025. They're talking about this stuff 20 years ago, 25 years ago, coming into the fold. And you got a lot of very, very interesting technology for warfare going on. Mini, micro, nanosats, cruise, UAVs, binary bioweaponry. Right? And I printed it. I recommend you print everything. I like keeping everything on paper, man. I don't trust online. This stuff could go away, but you got it on paper. It's some good hard evidence, right? But then year, what is needed is a then year, 2030. I know a lot of you guys have already seen this, but for some people, they may not have heard of this document, and now they recognize that 2030 it's been a year that's been talked about. It's been talked about, hasn't it? Okay. And some other very interesting stuff. Sanitization, cyber, global reach guns, robotic everything. Humans hold instead of take ground. Go in after sanitization. Farm animals, drugs, spare parts. Yeah, why not? That sounds healthy. Right? Polymer going, spider. Some of this isn't even new. This is probably just like a recap of technology they've been working on for a long time. It's another thing they like to do, The technology gets hidden from us, and then they release it 30 years after they've already had it. And they release like a real light form of it. And, they'll never divulge the reality. And also you wonder, why is NASA talking about this? Why is NASA's a space. Don't they explore space? And don't they send Katy Perry to space? What are they talking about? Warfare. Maybe they're not a space agency, NASA. Maybe they are a black budget war agency. Like all the dark entities. Slingatron. How are you gonna do a slingatron on a globe? You think you maybe need a flat stationary plane to get that slingatron to do its thing? Maybe it's special globy gravity slingatron that I don't know. Yeah. Circuit 25. Yeah, this is definitely worth looking into, you guys, because it all ties in. Okay, and you remember the Starlink launch and Elon. May 23rd, 2019. Huh. Remember that? All the satellites going up and all the weird Here is, I think it's the actual video of it. Yeah. I'm not sure whose video this is. I try to give credit to every video, but I'm not sure who this is. This has been floating around for a while. But whoever this is, thank you, sir. We got the pretty wild stuff. Reading about all the technology that they got now. What's going on here? Okay, Donald J. Trump from NPR is quoted, "Space is the world's newest war-fighting domain," President Trump said during the signing ceremony. Amid gave threats to our national security, American superiority in space is absolutely vital, and we are leading. But we are not leading by enough, but very shortly we'll be leading by a lot. Classic Donald. Space. It's so dangerous, It's been there for billions of years, but it's now something we got to really talk about. It's dangerous. Something's coming down, guys. And when was this formed? This was formed also in 2019, right after Elon's, right? December 20th, 2019. What else happened in December of 2019? I can't remember. I think it was 11 days later. Something else happened in 2019. Yeah. Weird. And then a lot of things happened after that, like a couple years worth of crazy stuff, all right? So next thing I want to talk about is 7D holography. Okay, 7D technology. This has been around for a long time, and there's probably stuff that's way better. But I just want to touch on this because this has been around for a while. And those videos of 7D and stuff, they're 10 years old now. Okay, this company is a leader in developing truly holographic displays that project images into free space without the need for glasses. The goal is to create solid light displays that generate real light fields meaning the light waves themselves are reconstructed, allowing for perfect depth and parallax from any viewing angle. They are perhaps one of the closest to achieving the promise of true 7D holographs. So this is old tech. Old tech. Already had it. All right, and here is, again, this video is like 7 years old. And I have no idea what stadium this was or what field or anything like that, so don't ask me. But here is an example of it, and it's probably a dumbed down version of the tech, to be honest with you. Now, imagine this with skull-to-voice technology. And imagine this thing is hissing in your head going, I am the dragon. How much would that freak you out? You see it. You hear it. That would cause... I can't even imagine. I can't imagine the pandemonium that was caused, guys. Okay. Is it all real? Have they used this technology before to implement plans? Is it all? Is it? We've had it for a long time, and this is nothing new. So, okay, Jesus has returned already. We've been lied to about that for a long time. Now we discover not what the Bible says. We discover that they have the tech to recreate a Jesus and bring Jesus back to us, who would be talking in our heads, and we'd be visually seeing him. And all it would take was just one time, they put it on the news and have a couple million people witness it. Then they release the skull voice tech. Oh, look at that. Where'd that wing go? Yeah, they just release, it'd be really easy. Then you got Jesus in our ears telling us stuff. He starts telling us stuff. He starts saying things that are very unbiblical. Maybe you start saying things like, hey, Buddhism's cool. Other religions are cool. You got to be chill, bro. How many people would believe this? You'd probably even get atheists on board. But the worst part is the people that don't believe Jesus has returned yet. They're also going to have a very difficult time with this scenario. And then what they can do afterwards is Jesus is here, and now we got the campus saints, which is the alien invasion. How did Satan get everyone to surround the alien invasion, the campus saints, and attack it, or want to attack it? And it's the real Jesus coming down. Can you see how detrimental this is now? We're talking about little season eschatology and how it's not a salvation issue. Now, it's not a salvation issue, but it's a problem. And it could be... I'm not going to get into the faith doctrine right now. I just want you guys to think. This video is meant to make you think. And you don't have to believe anything, any part of what I'm saying right now, but I want you to digest it and think about it, please. Lord willing, please. Okay. What is the world? The world is the word with an L added to it. Lies. Lies. We need to walk by faith, not by what we see. Because what can be shown to us could be a lie. We rely on the word and the words that the word gave us. We walk by faith. I hope this video was helpful for some people. God bless you all. God bless you all. Thank you for watching.